Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Rick Roll. Alright, it's Monday, it's the second day of my long weekend, and I got a couple little projects to deal with. Actually, one of them just kind of came up yesterday. If you were watching the live stream that I did on Sunday the 9th, I think is what it was, in the middle of the live stream, there was a loud bang that happened outside my house. I wasn't sure what it was. It sounded like an explosion or a gunshot or something, and I immediately ran outside in the middle of the live stream to figure out what happened. It turns out that it was kind of a windy day yesterday, and a fairly large dead branch broke off of one of the trees. It landed on the house and then ended up falling to the ground. So I want to go deal with that. When I went out and looked at it a little later, it also looked like it damaged the rain gutter on the way down. So I want to get up on the roof, try and fix the rain gutter. I don't think it's anything I'm going to have to spend any money or replace anything. I think I just got to bend it back into shape. But I also want to get up on the roof and make sure there aren't any other problems. So let's start off with that, and then I got a couple other little projects I got to do today. So let's get going. So this is the branch that I'm talking about, and as you can see, it's a pretty good sized branch, and it fell on it. Now it looks like it was a dead branch already, so probably it was one of those branches that died in the past few months, and when it was really windy yesterday, it kind of finally broke off and fell to the ground. So I want to get this kind of all cleaned up, cut up, and ready to, maybe I think some of this stuff is big enough I can use for firewood this winter, so I'll cut up some of the branches and use it for firewood and perhaps kindling, and then we're going to get up on the roof and do a little bit of fix-up work there. Now also, while I was out here, I noticed I've got another branch here that seems to be kind of dead, so while I'm out here, I think I want to cut that branch down too. And so, since I'm already going to have a ladder out here to get up on the roof, might as well kill two birds with one stone, right? Now, as you can see, there's also a little bit of damage to the rain gutter. Like I said, I don't think it's serious. I think I can just get up there and kind of bend it back into shape. But like I said, I want to get up on the roof and see what's going on up there, see if there's anything else, any other damage. Looks like it kind of got damaged the leaf guard a little bit, so I'm going to have to kind of tweak it back into shape. But as you can see, there's already some gunk accumulating up on the roof anyway, so it's probably a good idea to get up there and get that all cleared out too. So here's a little bit of a close-up from the top of where the rain gutter was damaged. It doesn't look like any other damages up here on the roof. I don't see any sign of anything else, but you recall I was just up here a couple months ago cleaning out the rain gutters and cleaning out the leaf guards and all that, and this is all accumulated just in the past couple months. So I think this is maybe just going to have to be one of those things I get up here periodically and blow this all off. But like I said, I think if I clean this up and bend the rain gutter and the leaf guard back into shape, I think we'll be all right. I don't see exactly where the branch came off, but it doesn't matter. It looks like it kind of fell a ways, so it may have come from somewhere up there. Still got a lot of pecans on this tree here. Holy cow, they're big. It's funny, that's actually one of the things that wakes me up in the morning is the pecans falling off the tree, landing on the roof and rolling off the roof. I think what happens, since it doesn't seem to happen all the time during the day and night, I think what happens is the squirrels get up here in the morning when they're hungry, and they end up knocking the pecans off, or and they fall onto the roof when they're up there scurrying around looking for something to eat. But yeah, we got a decent harvest this year. Holy cow, look at those. Almost looks like a watermelon, doesn't it? It's about the size of a golf ball. That would be pretty good, right? Alright, so I think I pretty much got this thing back into shape. I basically just went at this thing with a rubber mallet and pushed it back into position. Now, this little piece here, which is kind of designed to keep the water from, which comes down this little channel here on the roof, from just going straight off the end of straight off the end of the right off the corner of the roof there, and eroding out the yard, and instead channel it into the rain gutter. This thing got broke off to actually there was one screw that kind of held it right here, and the force of the branch was so hard that it actually just ripped that piece of sheet metal. So I put a couple of more screws in there in other positions, and that thing's back into position now. So I think we're pretty good here. I also noticed that when it bent out a little bit, it pulled a little bit of this leaf guard out here, and the leaf guard ended up getting on top of the tiles. So I routed that back underneath the tiles here, and we should be good to go now. So I think this project is done. I don't really see a whole lot that's accumulated in there since I was in there last time that I really need to get in here and flush this thing out again. So I think our task up here is complete. Let's go down and let's start dealing with that branch. And that branch, and actually as I'm looking at it, it looks like that goes all the way up there. So I'm probably going to end up bringing that down in several different pieces, because I think that was a major branch that broke off. Looks like it's 4 or 5, maybe 6 inches thick up at the top there, and I don't want to try and go up there and bring that thing all down at once. So I think we'll cut that up into little pieces and let it bring it down in parts, because that doesn't look safe. All right, so I have pulled down or cut down much of the branch as I can with the reciprocating saw, but a big chunk of it is still way up there, and I don't feel comfortable going any higher on that tree with the ladder. So I'm going to try a different approach. I've basically tied a chunk of rope to the bottom end of the branch, and I'm going to flex it back and forth and see if I can get it to break off, because it looks like the branch broke off right at the base of the tree going up there. So if I can flex it enough, you know, it's clear the branch is already dead, so hopefully maybe it's rotted out a little bit and dead and brittle, and hopefully by shaking it around a little bit I can safely bring it down while I'm 20-30 feet away from the tree. So let's see what happens. All right, that worked. 2 or 3 little yanks on the branch and it just came down like a ton of bricks. Like I said, I would not have wanted to be up in the tree when that came down, because it sprayed leaves and branches all over the place, and it probably would have knocked me off the ladder. But you can see how big that branch is. That's a good 6 inches in diameter right there. You know, there's my hand for reference, and that's where it kind of broke off there. So that whole branch piece was just kind of hanging there, and fortunately, like I said, it was brittle. A couple little yanks on the rope and it just came right down. So now I can safely handle it. We'll cut it up into pieces and we'll turn this into firewood for this winter. All right, an hour or so has passed. I got everything kind of cut up into little chunks here. I got a full wheelbarrow load of firewood and probably about 2 wheelbarrow loads of kindling wood, which will come in handy next winter, especially if we have another freak winter like we did last one. Additionally, the tree is looking better. Got that one dead branch all the way down. Nothing up there now that's a danger to falling. And so I think we're going to clean this up and move on to the next project. Now, one of the other problems I need to address today is, for the last couple days or so, I've been getting a warning on the dashboard telling me that my tire pressure is low. Now, I kind of checked the tires. They don't feel low. It isn't like they're flat or anything, but I think what happens over time is the tires leak just a little bit and probably have gone from like 35 psi or whatever the number's supposed to be, maybe down to 34 or 33 psi. So I'm going to sit there and I'm just going to pump up all the tires and get them all back up to where they should be and reset the thing, and we can go on with this. Now, I got kind of a cool little tool for doing that, and I'll show you that right now. So this is kind of a cool little tool that I picked up a number of years ago. Basically, it's a little air compressor that plugs into your cigarette lighter, and you can use it to pump up the air on your tires. It just plugs right onto the onto the tire valve stem. You can rotate this thing here to set the pressure you want to go, and it will automatically build its way up to the pressure and then stop automatically. Handy little tool to have. I recommend you get something like this if you ever need it. It's good to have something like this in the event that you need it. So I'm going to get all the tires pumped back up to normal, and we should be good to go. We'll reset the tire pressure management system, and that should be the end of it. And then all I had to do is go into the menu, navigate over to settings, and I'll go to TPMS, Tire Pressure Management System Calibration. Recalibrate the system now, and that will reset the 0 point to where all the tires are now, which is fully under pressure. Now if it drifts again, you know, I'll know, but at this point I shouldn't see any more error messages. So let's move on to what's next. Now the final thing I wanted to do today was to put the cover on the pool. I think swimming season is officially over, but right now it's raining a little bit, so I don't really feel like being out here and messing around with the pool when it's raining. I think I'm going to run another cycle on the robot and make sure, because when I cover the pool, I want the bottom of the pool to be nice and clean, and no leaf debris or anything that's going to sit there and remain in the pool for the next 6 months. So I think I'm going to start the robot running, let it do one final cycle. Obviously when we start, when we put the cover on the pool, we'll have to remove the robot. I'm going to have to remove the ladder and probably remove the little floater over there that holds the chlorine tabs. So we'll get the robot going here, and we'll let it do its thing, and maybe later on in the day we can come out and put the cover on. The robot doesn't really care whether it's raining out here anyway. It's already wet, so we'll let it do its thing. And actually the pool looks pretty good. I've run the robot a couple times over the past couple days, and honestly, with all the wind that's happened in the last couple days, I mean, you know, we brought down a couple of tree branches as a result. You'd figure there'd be a lot of leaf debris in the pool, but I guess there isn't. I guess the wind must be blowing away from the pool or something. But anyway, I think that is all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.